I don't think there's ever been a film that was so clearly based on a play. Not to say that's a bad thing, it does make you feel like there was a crazy level of confidence in the writing of this play, because they haven't really felt the need to actually adapt it very much for the big screen. Well, Netflix, as it turns out, but it just feels like they were quite happy to basically have what Hamilton had, be a live stage performance, and have only the most minimal cinematic features to it. They've kept the same, admittedly amazing cast that performed it as a play for the 2018 revival, which is composed entirely of openly gay actors. An interesting note that I don't actually think a woman speaks. There's a woman on the phone at one point, there's a woman in the stairwell of his building. You don't really hear a woman speak. And partly due to this, to the nature of it, to the setting it has, you can't really do much, I suppose. They couldn't do much in a film adaptation to make it feel less static. But they really didn't seem to be very interested in doing anything like that to dissuade the belief that this is still very much a play. Anyway, The Boys in the Band is about a group of 7 gay men that meet for a birthday party, and how a former friend of the host turns up and crashes the party, and causes a few problems. And it all culminates with this game where the host demands that each of the people there phones the one person who they have ever truly loved. And, it feels weird today to bring back that idea in a way, because you can keep such careful tabs on, people who you used to know nowadays. But it is still set in the 60s, as it was originally written. And it includes every stigma, painful experience, and fun gay dancing scene that you can imagine. It is an amazing cast. That you've got Jim Parsons, Matt Bomer, and Zachary Quinto just to begin with. But it feels kind of like just another performance of this material for them. It feels like they've been told, okay, let's do it again, like you've been doing on the stage. It doesn't feel like this is the big one where they've got to pull out all the stops and really do something amazing and extra special, I feel like the director, Joe Mantello, who is primarily a Broadway and musical director, I feel like he did just kind of like tick off the boxes on what you had to do to film this as a film, without ever thinking above the source material and what extra could be done to make it perhaps more relevant to today. Anyway, here is my 1-minute review for The Boys in the Band.
If we could just not hate ourselves so much. Oh, there's nothing quite as good as feeling sorry for yourself, is there?
Nothing.
The main thing to note is that this definitely isn't going to be for everyone. And I'm not talking about the fact that it's about openly gay men. I'm talking about the fact that the language and the style of that script, it's really wordy, full of long soliloquies, extremely dense language. It is a play. It is a play. The play is fairly old now, which doesn't help, because if they'd been able to make this movie 40 or 50 years ago, it could have been much more groundbreaking, shocking, awe-inducing. Oh, they did? Oh, they did? They made a movie in 1970? And it was more shocking? Got certified the highest rating it could get? Oh, right. That's my problem. I think that's my biggest problem with this, is that they've already done it. It was shocking at the time. It was very good. And having this being an actual movie reboot of it feels like it's a pointless exercise. It's not very creative. I'm giving The Boys in the Band 68 out of 100. I just don't get what beyond the cast is really meant to excite anybody here at all. That's all for this one, guys. Let me know what you thought of The Boys in the Band, and what other things you'd like to see reviewed in the channel. I'll do pretty much anything for 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, so please help.